You've seen them punch through walls, read minds, and bend time itself. But have you ever stopped and thought, how many types of superhero powers are there really? Today, we're breaking down every major type of superhero power, what it is, how it works, and which heroes are famous for using it. Let's get into it. Power number 1. Super strength. The most classic power of them all, super strength is exactly what it sounds like. The ability to lift, push, or hit with force way beyond what any normal human could manage. We're talking lifting cars, punching through steel, and stopping a speeding train with bare hands. Most super strong heroes don't just hit hard, their entire body is reinforced. Their bones don't shatter, their muscles don't tear, their skin can take the impact of hitting something at full force without breaking. Some versions of super strength are biological, built into the hero's body naturally. Others come from armor, serums, or energy fields that amplify physical output. The common thread: raw, physical dominance. Power number 2. Super speed. If super strength is about power, super speed is about control. Heroes with super speed don't just run fast, they think fast, react fast, and move fast, all at the same time. At low levels, super speed means outrunning a car or catching a bullet. At high levels, it means moving so fast that the rest of the world appears completely frozen. The most interesting part of super speed isn't the running, it's everything that comes with it. Accelerated healing, rapid thinking, the ability to vibrate molecules fast enough to phase through solid objects. Speed, at its extreme, starts to blur into time manipulation, and that's where things get really interesting. Power number 3. Flight is one of the most universally recognized superhero abilities, and for good reason. The ability to leave the ground, move in 3 dimensions, and travel at incredible speeds makes a hero almost impossible to contain. But not all flight is the same. Some heroes fly under their own power. Their bodies generate lift naturally. Others use energy projection to propel themselves. Some use tech, jetpacks, suits, or anti-gravity devices. Others ride energy constructs, magnetic fields, or even the wind itself. What makes flight so powerful isn't just the speed, it's the positioning. A hero in the air controls the battlefield. They can disengage, reposition, and strike from any angle. Power number 4. Telepathy. Now we move from the physical to the mental. Telepathy is the ability to read, influence, or communicate using the mind alone. No words, no signals, no technology required. At its most basic level, a telepath can hear surface thoughts, what you're thinking right now, what you're about to say, what you're afraid of. At higher levels, telepathy becomes something far more powerful. A strong telepath can dig into memories, implant false thoughts, create illusions so convincing they feel completely real, and even shut down a person's consciousness entirely. The most dangerous thing about telepathy? You don't see it coming. There's no punch to dodge, no beam to block. The attack happens entirely inside your head. Power number 5. Telekinesis. Where telepathy works on minds, telekinesis works on matter. Telekinesis is the ability to move objects and people using nothing but mental focus. Think of it as an invisible hand, one that can lift a school bus, stop a speeding bullet mid-air, or crush a metal door like paper. The difference between a weak and strong telekinetic is scale and precision. A beginner might slide a glass across a table. An advanced telekinetic can hold an entire building together while it collapses, or take it apart piece by piece. Telekinesis is also one of the most versatile powers on this list. It works as offense, defense, movement, and utility, all at once. Power number 6. Invisibility. Invisibility is one of the oldest powers in storytelling and one of the most strategically useful. A hero or villain who can turn invisible removes the most basic element of combat: being seen. You can't hit what you can't track. You can't defend against someone you can't locate. Some versions of invisibility work by bending light around the body. Others involve shifting into a frequency or dimension that eyes simply can't register. Some are technology-based, suits or devices that render the wearer undetectable. The most advanced versions don't just hide the body, they hide sound, heat signature, and even psychic presence. Invisibility rarely comes alone. It's usually paired with enhanced stealth, silent movement, and in some cases, the ability to make other objects or people invisible too. Power number 7. Energy projection. Some heroes don't need to touch you to hurt you. Energy projection is the ability to generate and fire concentrated blasts of energy from the body, usually from the hands or eyes. This energy can take many forms: heat, light, concussive force, radiation, sonic waves, plasma. What all of these have in common is that they allow a hero to deal massive damage at range without closing the distance. Energy projection is one of the most visually iconic powers in superhero media. The raised hand, the glowing fist, the beam tearing through concrete. At high levels, energy projection isn't just about blasting things. It becomes about precision, cutting through specific materials, disabling targets without destroying them, or releasing so much energy at once that the surrounding area is completely leveled. Power number 8. Healing factor. Every hero takes damage, but not every hero stays damaged. A healing factor is the ability to recover from injuries, cuts, burns, broken bones, even lost limbs, at a rate far beyond normal biology. At low levels, a healing factor means wounds close in hours instead of weeks. At high levels, it means a hero can survive injuries that would kill anyone else almost instantly and recover in seconds. The most extreme versions of this power push into near immortality. If the body can heal fast enough, aging slows. Poison and disease get neutralized before they take hold. Even death becomes temporary. The trade-off? A healing factor doesn't make you invincible. It just means you can keep going after everyone else would have stopped. Power number 9. Time manipulation. This is where superhero powers start to feel genuinely limitless. Time manipulation is the ability to interact with time itself, slowing it down, speeding it up, stopping it entirely, or in the most extreme cases, moving through it. A hero who can slow time has an enormous advantage in combat. Every opponent moves in slow motion. Every attack is easy to dodge. Every decision has unlimited time to be made. A hero who can stop time entirely is almost impossible to fight. They move freely while the world holds still. And a hero who can travel through time. That changes everything, not just in combat, but in terms of what's even possible. Time manipulation is considered one of the most overpowered abilities in superhero fiction because it doesn't just change what a hero can do, it changes what has already happened. Power number 10. Elemental control. Some heroes don't fight with their body or their mind. They fight with the world around them. Elemental control is the ability to manipulate one or more natural elements, fire, water, earth, air, lightning, ice, as an extension of the hero's will. A fire controller can ignite, shape, and extinguish flames, launch fireballs, create walls of fire, or absorb heat from the environment entirely. A water controller can pull moisture from the air, create high-pressure jets strong enough to cut steel, or freeze water solid on command. Earth control means bending rock, metal, and soil, raising barriers, creating weapons, or opening the ground beneath an enemy's feet. What makes elemental power so compelling is their versatility. The environment itself becomes a weapon. Everywhere becomes a battlefield that favors the hero. Power number 11. Shape-shifting. Shape-shifting is the ability to change the physical form of the body, partially or completely. At its most basic, a shapeshifter can alter their appearance, change their face, height, skin color, or voice to become someone else entirely. At higher levels, shapeshifting becomes something far more dangerous. A hero can transform into animals, gaining their strength, speed, and senses. They can replicate the appearance of specific people down to the last detail. They can alter their body structure, making limbs longer, denser, or more flexible. The most advanced shapeshifters can mimic powers, copy the physical traits of other beings, become something that isn't even human. Shapeshifting is as much a power of deception as it is of combat. And in the right hands, that makes it one of the most unpredictable abilities on this list. Power number 12. Tech-based powers. Not every hero is born with abilities. Some build them. Tech-based powers come from suits, devices, weapons, or implants that give a normal human extraordinary capabilities. The appeal of tech-based heroes is that their power has a source and a limit. A suit can be damaged, a device can run out of power, a gadget can be taken away, But at peak performance, a well-designed tech suit can match or exceed almost any natural ability on this list. Flight, strength, energy projection, defense, all built into a single wearable system. What separates the greatest tech-based heroes isn't the technology, it's the mind behind it. The ability to think, adapt, and engineer solutions in real time is itself a kind of superpower. Power number 13. Magic and sorcery. Magic operates by different rules than every other power on this list. Where most powers have a clear mechanism, biology, physics, technology, magic is defined by its resistance to easy explanation. A magic user can bend reality, summon objects or beings from other places, create barriers that no physical force can break, reverse events, alter probability, open doors to dimensions that shouldn't exist. What makes magic so unique in superhero storytelling is that it counters almost everything else. Super strength means nothing against a hex. Speed means nothing if space itself is being manipulated around you. Magic users are often the wild cards of any superhero team, the ones whose abilities don't fit neatly into any other category, and whose limits are defined more by imagination than physics. Power number 14. Size manipulation. Some heroes change the rules of engagement entirely by changing their size. Size manipulation works in two directions: shrinking and growing. A hero who can shrink becomes nearly impossible to track, hit, or contain. At subatomic levels, they can pass through solid matter, enter electronic systems, and attack from angles no full-sized opponent can defend against. A hero who can grow becomes a walking natural disaster. Each step shakes the ground. Each swing levels a city block. Vehicles become toys. Buildings become obstacles. The most powerful size manipulators can do both, scaling between subatomic and skyscraper height as the situation demands. Size manipulation also comes with a physics challenge, and different heroes solve it differently. Where does the extra mass come from? Where does it go? The answer to that question usually defines just how powerful the ability really is. Power number 15. Phasing and intangibility. Phasing is the ability to move through solid matter, walls, floors, people, and objects, as if they weren't there. At first, that sounds like a convenience. Walk through a locked door, avoid a punch. But at a deeper level, phasing is one of the most tactically dangerous powers in existence. A hero who phases through you on the way past can disrupt your nervous system, phase a hand into a machine and it stops working, phase through the ground and disappear. Phase an incoming projectile so it passes through your body harmlessly. Some versions of phasing affect everything the hero touches. They can pull others into an intangible state, make objects ghost-like, or phase only specific parts of their body while keeping others solid. The counter to almost every physical attack is phasing, and there aren't many counters to it in return. And there you have it. Every major type of superhero power explained. From raw physical strength to reality-bending magic. From reading minds to reshaping matter. What makes superhero stories so enduring isn't just the powers themselves, it's what those powers say about the person using them. The strongest heroes aren't always the ones with the biggest abilities. They're the ones who understand exactly what their power can do and when to use it. If you want to see any of these powers broken down in even more detail, let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do.